Hello students. Today we will study about the parallel plate capacitor. Now, in the previous lecture, we have seen that the capacitance does not depend on Q and V. In fact, it depends on the shape and size of the conductor, the distance between the two conductors and the medium between the two conductors. Now let us see how the parallel plates capacitor are constructed and what is its capacitance. So in a parallel plate capacitor, we consider two plates which are kept close to each other. So we are considering the two plates which are kept parallel to each other. The derivation we have derived in chapter 1. For an infinite plane sheet, the electric field intensity was sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Now that was an expression for a single plate. Now we have seen two plates which are kept parallel to each other. So this is a finite plate now, not an infinite plane sheet, and they are kept parallel to each other. Let us say A is the area of the plate. A is the area of the plate. So area of each plate is A. Let the distance between the two plates be D, and the surface charge density or the charge, these two plates will be charged by connecting a battery to these two plates. Let this be called region 1, the region 2 and the region 3. We will see what is the electric field intensity in this three region. Now we know that these two plates, which when connected with a battery of V volt, then one plate becomes positively charged. So charge are uniformly distributed on its surface, and this plate becomes negatively charged. The charge are uniformly distributed on this plate. Actually, this battery does the work on these plates. Let the charge on this is plus Q and the charge on this is minus Q. We know that the total charge of the capacitor is 0. And the surface charge density for this plate is sigma plus sigma, and for this it is minus sigma. Now, when these two plates are connected with the battery, one plate is becoming positive charge, the other is becoming negative charge because of this positive charges that we have discussed. So these charges are called as a induced charges. So this negative charge was the induced charge. Now, the electric field established is also uniform. We assume that the distance is very small as compared to the dimension of the two plates. That is, we assume the condition is d square is less than the area of the plate. We will discuss why the distance should be as small as possible. Now let us find out the electric field intensity in the region 1, in region 3 and in region 2. Now, if I consider a point P in region 1, the electric field intensity at point P, due to, let this plate be named as 1 plate and this plate be numbered as 2. So electric field intensity at point P, that is in the outer region of plate 1, due to this positive plate is in this direction, and its value is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. That is, by applying the Gauss law we have derived this relation. Similarly, the electric field intensity at plate P due to the second plate is in this direction, that is E2 is equal to minus sigma upon epsilon naught, and therefore the resultant electric field intensity comes out to be 0 because both the field are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So we conclude that in the outer region of plate 1, the electric field intensity is 0. Now let us find out the electric field intensity in the outer region of plate 2. Again, let this point be named as P dash. Now electric field intensity due to this positively charged plate, that is along say positive x-axis, that is E1. Again the formula is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. For this negative plate, let the electric field intensity is E2, again minus sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Again both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So electric field intensity in the outer region of plate 2 or in the region 3 is 0. So we conclude that when we consider a system of two plates kept parallel to each other, the electric field intensity outside both the plate comes out to be 0. Now let us find out the electric field intensity between two plates of the capacitor. So electric field between two plates of capacitor is E is equal to, now suppose I consider one point here. Now the electric field intensity due to this positive plate is along x-axis say. So this is E1. And the electric field intensity at same point due to this negatively charged plate is also in the same direction. Let it be called as E2. So both are in the same direction. So we add E1 and E2. The direction of both the field is same due to plate 1 and due to plate 2. Now from the application of Gauss law, we have derived that the electric field intensity due to one plate was sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Similarly, for this it is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Here both the fields are in the same direction. So we are doing the summation of both the field, and therefore the electric field intensity between the two plates of capacitor comes out to be sigma upon epsilon naught. Now this was the derivation for infinite plane sheet. We have derived this formula by using the Gauss law for an infinite plane sheet. Now here this plane sheet is not infinite, it is finite. Now we have also taken the condition that the distance between the two plates should be small. Now why we take the d or d square less than the dimension of the plate. Now suppose I draw the two plates by two parallel lines. This plate is positively charged and this plate is negatively charged. Now if these plates are infinitely long, if this plate is infinite, so we derive this relation for infinite plane sheet. We derive this relation for infinite plane sheet. So if these two plates are infinite, then the electric field intensity between the two plates is found to be uniform. Now it is clear that the electric field intensity will be from plate 1 to plate 2, and there is no scope of electric field intensity to be along the plate. It should be perpendicular to the plate. That we have proved using the Gauss law or the Gaussian surface. We have taken the Gaussian surface, the cylindrical Gaussian surface, and we have proved it. But when we take a finite plane sheet, Suppose this is a finite plane sheet. Now this charges on the edges, this charge on the edges, the charge on one edge of the plate, one is positive and other is negative. So the electric field intensity at the edge will be non-uniform. This field at the edges will be non-uniform. So when we take a plane sheet as infinite, the electric field intensity formula was uniform. But when we take the plane sheet finite, there is non-uniform electric field at the edges of the plate. That is, the electric field intensity originate or emerge from a positive charge and terminate at the negative charge. It forms a curve on the edges. That is a non-uniform electric field. Now, in order to minimize this non-uniform electric field or to decrease the non-uniformity of the electric field, we keep the distance as small as possible. Now see that if we bring this two plane sheet near to each other, this electric field, suppose I draw two plates close to each other. So instead of this uniform nature, the field lines on the edges will become uniform. And therefore, in order to minimize the non-uniformity of the electric field intensity at the edges of the plate, the d square or distance between the two plates is kept very small. So this is the reason why d is less, so that we can minimize the electric field intensity. We can minimize the non-uniformity of the electric field intensity on the edges of these two plates. So you have to remember with this condition that while constructing a parallel plate capacitor, d square should be less than the dimension, so that we get the uniform field even at the edge of the plate. So if you keep this distance very large, the non-uniform electric field will increase at the edges. Now sigma is equal to charge upon area. So U can be written as Q upon A epsilon naught. Again, we have taken the medium between the two plates as a vacuum or a air. So we have taken the permittivity of the free space or vacuum. If we introduce any medium, say a dielectric medium, then we will see that the capacitance will decrease or increase. That you have to we will see by proving, or when we introduce the dielectric medium, what will be the effect on the electric field. The electric field intensity is uniform, that is sigma upon epsilon. So the electric field intensity may increase or decrease. That we have to see whether it will increase or decrease. Then because E will change, the potential difference between the two plates will change, and therefore the capacitance will change. So we will for the time being we are taking the medium as a air. When we introduce dielectric strength, all the physical quantities related to the capacitor will change. So electric field intensity now, when the air is a medium, E is equal to Q upon A epsilon naught. Now this conducting wire have no resistance. It means the potential difference across this two plate is also V. So if V is the potential difference, then V is equal to E into D. That is our formula. E was equal to minus dV by dr. So here the field is uniform, the potential difference is constant, the distance is same, so we are applying this formula. V is equal to Ed. We substitute this value. Therefore V is equal to Qd upon A epsilon naught. That is our equation 3. Now C is equal to Q upon V. That is the definition of the capacitance. So if I take this ratio Q by V, it becomes C, or using this equation 3 in this equation, we will see that C is equal to A epsilon naught A upon D. So this is the formula for a parallel plate capacitor. Clearly, as we discussed in the previous lecture, the capacitance of the capacitor depends on the dimension of the plate, that is the shape and the size, or in fact it depends on the area. Then it depends on the distance. It should be as small as possible. So it will help us in two ways. One, when the distance is very small, the non-uniformity of the electric field at the edges is minimized and the capacitance increases. As well, it also depends on the permittivity of the medium, and we know that the permittivity of the vacuum is least. So if air is a dielectric, the capacitance will have a minimum value, and if I introduce a dielectric medium, its capacitance will increase. So from this formula also I can say that if I introduce a dielectric medium, because the permittivity of a dielectric medium is K times that of epsilon naught, the capacitance will become K time. And we will also take the help of the process or phenomenon of polarization to prove that the capacitance will increase when the dielectric medium is introduced between the two plates of the capacitor. So C depends on dimension, shape and size, distance, and the permittivity of the free space. If C medium is the capacitance when the dielectric is introduced, so in the place of epsilon naught, I will write epsilon A by D. So let this equation be 4, this equation be 5. So if the medium is changed, suppose the medium is a kerosene or any other dielectric medium, then in the place of epsilon naught I write epsilon. Taking the ratio of equation 5 and 6, so if I take a ratio of this equation, so let us take the ratio of equation 5, let me write M for a medium, upon C, then it comes out to be epsilon upon epsilon naught, and this ratio we know is known as dielectric constant. So Cm, that is the capacitance having medium between the two plates, is K times the capacitance of a capacitor having air as a dielectric medium or vacuum. So clearly, whenever we will introduce the dielectric medium, the capacitance will become K times the initial capacitance. So this is a simple theory for a parallel plate capacitor. Now next topic is combination of capacitors. Now see, number of capacitors can be connected in series or parallel. So we will study two types of combination. One is a series combination and other is a parallel combination. In fact, we will have a numericals which have a mixed combination. So let us individually study. Let us study that there are two combinations of a capacitor. One is a series combination. So where the number of capacitors will be connected in series, and we will try to derive the equivalent capacitance of a series combination of capacitors. So in 10th you have studied the series and the parallel combination of resistors. Similarly, now we will see the series combination of a capacitor. For example, we are taking only two capacitors. Let this capacitor be denoted by having the capacitance C1 and C2. So for proper understanding, the distance between the two plates is shown very large. This is the symbol for a parallel plate capacitor. Otherwise, you have to remember this distance is very small. Now, these two capacitors are connected with the battery of V volt. We assume this wire does not have any resistance. If we have a resistance, there is a loss of energy. Now, as soon as this cell or a battery is connected with the two capacitors having capacitance C1 and C2, this plate becomes positively charged. This plate becomes negatively charged due to induction. So this is negative plate. And the charge deposited on this is plus Q, this is minus Q. So let Q be the charge on the capacitor. Now when this plate becomes negatively charged, the outer region becomes positively charged and electron will flow from this plate to this plate. So the construction is, when this plate becomes positive charge, the inner plate becomes negatively charged. The outer plate have a deficiency, the outer side of this plate have a deficiency of electrons, so it becomes positive charge. So this free electron will move from this plate. As a result, this plate becomes positive, again this plate becomes negative, it has a low potential. So in series combination, the plates are alternatively positive and negative charge. So plus minus plus minus. And because the total charge of the capacitor should remain 0, so the charge on this capacitor is also Q. So in a series combination, the charge remains constant. So this battery do a work on the first plate of C1, that becomes positively charged. Due to induced charge or due to induction, this plate becomes negatively charged. This becomes positive, again this becomes negative, and the total charge of the system remains 0. So we say that in a series combination of a capacitor, the charge on both the capacitor remains same. And to check whether it is a series or parallel combination, one way is to move from positive terminal to the negative terminal. Now when we move from positive to the negative terminal, there is no division of the path. There is no division of a path. In parallel combination, we will see there will be the division of the path. Here there is no division, and all the plates are alternatively charged. One is plus minus plus minus. So such combination gives, or it result into a series combination. Now in series combination, Q is same, C1 and C2 are different, that we have taken. So we know that C is equal to Q by V. Now Q is same for both the capacitor, but we need this value C1 and this value to be C2. Q is same, so V1 to get a different value of both the capacitor, V should be different. So the potential difference of this capacitor is V1, and for this it is V2. So what is the conclusion? In series combination of the cell, the charge on each capacitor remains same, but potential difference is different. So V1 and V2 are the potential difference of C1 and C2 respectively. Now potential is a scalar quantity. Also the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So we start with V1 plus V2 is equal to V. This is V volt, say 5 volt battery, 5 joule per coulomb. So to move a 1 coulomb charge or to deposit 1 coulomb of charge, this battery has to spend 5 joule of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, So that 5 joule can be 3 plus 2, 1 plus 4, or any combination depending on the value of C1 and C2. So we start with V1 plus V2 is equal to V, and therefore now V1 can be written as Q upon C1 plus Q upon C2. That is the definition. V1 and V2 can be written as charge is same, so this is V. Therefore 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 is equal to V upon Q. So this is equation 1. Now instead of two capacitors, if we consider one capacitor whose value is C equivalent and it is connected to a same battery, so the amount of charge deposited on it by the same battery would be Q. The potential difference of the battery is V. Now we have named this capacitor as C equivalent. Now if I apply the definition, then this is called the equivalent diagram. This is called equivalent diagram. Now V upon Q can be written as 1 upon C equivalent. So we use our definition, C is equal to Q by V. So V upon Q can be written as the reciprocal of C. Now I compare this equation 1 and equation 2, and therefore comparing equation 1 and equation 2, I come to the conclusion 1 upon C equivalent is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2. So this is the equivalent capacitance of the two capacitors. Alternatively, if there are two capacitors only, I can write C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. Now this is our final result, that is say equation number 3. Now we have derived the equation for the two capacitors, but you can take n number of capacitors. For two capacitors you can directly apply this formula. So if I say C1 is equal to 3 microfarad and C2 is equal to 2 microfarad, then find C equivalent. So directly C equivalent is equal to C1 C2 C1 plus C2. So we take the LCM, or instead of using this equation we directly write this. So it can be written as 3 into 2 divided by 3 plus 2, that is 6 by 5 microfarad, that is 1 point something. So 1.2 microfarad. So this is our equivalent capacitor. So instead of what I mean by C equivalent, instead of using 3 microfarad and 2 microfarad capacitor in series, alternatively I can use the value of 1.2 microfarad capacitance in a circuit. The result will remain same. The result comes out to be same. So this is a series combination of a capacitor. Also, if there are n number of capacitors connected in series, so instead of these two capacitors there are n capacitors, so I can write 1 upon C equivalent is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus dash 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 plus 1 upon Cn. So this is, you can apply to any number of capacitors. Also you have to remember, in the series combination, the equivalent capacitance, whatever answer you get, its value or the answer would be less than the least value of capacitance. So we have only two capacitors, 3 and 2. So this value is 2, the least value is 2 in this two capacitor. So your answer should be less than 2. So when there is a series combination, the equivalent capacitance value is less than the least value of capacitance in the series. Now if I say instead of this different capacitor, I have n identical capacitors. When I say n identical, I mean C1 is equal to C2 is equal to dash 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 equal to Cn is equal to C. So 1 upon C equivalent can be written as 1 upon C plus 1 upon C plus 1 upon C, that is n upon C, and therefore C equivalent becomes C by n. So C equivalent becomes C by n. So if I say this is 2 microfarad, this is 2 microfarad, so it is identical. So directly I write 2 value of each capacitor divided by number. So answer should be 1. If I have 3 capacitors, say C1 2, C2 2, C3 is also 2 microfarad, then my answer should be 2 by 3. So C equivalent for identical capacitor is the value of individual capacitance divided by the total number of capacitor we have connected in series. Now let us see the parallel combination of a capacitors. Now again we take two capacitors C1 and C2 connected with a battery of V volt. Now how the two capacitors are connected in parallel? So see, one plate of capacitor C1 and the one plate of capacitor C2 both should be connected to a common point or common end. So here that common point is A. So if the first plate of both the capacitor are connected together to a common point and the second plate of both the capacitor are connected to the another point, common point, then such combination of the capacitor is known as a parallel combination. So whenever you have a confusion regarding series and the parallel combination, you can check the plates also. See, individually series and parallel combinations are very easy, but when there is a mixed combination of capacitors, sometimes it becomes difficult to find out whether the capacitor is in series or it is in parallel. So you have to check the plates. So both the plates are connected to a common point and between this is the wire. There is no other component or device. Similarly, B is common to the second plate of both the capacitor. Now I start moving from positive plate to the negative plate. So as I come to point A, later on we will see when the division of the path will take place, that point is called junction. So A and B are the junction. Now at this point I have two paths. One is this side going to C1 and other is going to C2. So such combination is also known as the parallel combination. Now here the division of, because C1 and C2 are different values, so in this situation the charge deposited on C1 will be Q1 and on C2 it will be Q2. So C1 and C2 are different, therefore the charge on each capacitor will be different. Or we know that V is the potential difference, that is high potential minus low potential. Now the potential difference between C and D is V. The potential difference between these two point is V. So if I say this battery is of 5 volt, actually I mean this plus terminal is plus 5 and the negative terminal is at 0 potential. So negative terminal is arbitrarily taken as 0. So the potential difference comes out to be 5 volt. So this positive terminal is connected to point C, negative terminal is connected to point D. So potential at C is 5, potential at D is 0 volt. So again potential difference between C and D is 5. Similarly, while moving from C to A, there is no other components it is simply a conducting wire. So the potential at A is also 5 volt, and when I move from negative terminal to point B, there is no other component. The potential at B is 0 volt. Now when I move from A to the first plate, there is no component. So this plate is at 5 volt, this plate is at 0 volt. So when I move from B to the second plate of a capacitor, there is nothing in this path. We have a conducting wire. So this plate is at 0 potential, this is at 5. Same thing happened with this plate, it is 5 volt, this is 0 volt. So the potential difference across this capacitor is also V volt, and here also the potential difference is V volt. So how the parallel combination differ from the series combination? In series combination you have only one path. So the charge was same, plus Q minus Q plus Q minus Q. In parallel combination there is a division of the path. Since C1 and C2 is different, the division of the charge will take place. Or you can say, in parallel combination, the potential difference across each capacitor remains same. There we started with the law of conservation of energy. V is equal to V1 plus V2. Here parallel combination will follow law of conservation of charge. So if this battery has a capacity to deposit capital Q amount of charge, then Q should be equal to Q1 plus Q2, because charge can neither be created nor destroyed. So Q will be equal to Q1 plus Q2. Now Q1, it can be written as C1V, C2V. V is same for both the capacitor. Taking V common, Q upon V can be written as C1 plus C2. So equation 1. Again, instead of this two capacitor, if I take one capacitor which is named at C equivalent, connected with the same battery, voltage same, amount of charge deposited on it will be Q, since there is no other component between this two path. So this will be plus 5 volt, this will be 0 volt. So potential difference across this C equivalent is also V, and therefore I can write Q by V is equal to C equivalent. Now again I compare equation 1 and 2. So comparing equation 1 and equation 2, C equivalent can be written as C1 plus C2. So when there is a parallel combination of a capacitor, both the capacitance are added. So if I say C1 is equal to 2 microfarad, C2 is equal to 3 microfarad, then C equivalent becomes simply addition, that is phi equivalent. Again you see the C equivalent value will be more than the greatest value of the individual capacitor. So if you have n number of capacitor and the maximum value is 3, so your answer or C equivalent should be more than 3. So in series it was opposite. Your final equivalent value should be less than the least value of the individual capacitor. In parallel combination, the equivalent should be more than the greatest value of individual capacitance. Again, if there are n capacitors connected in series, so C equivalent becomes C1 plus C2 plus dash 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 plus Cn. And if there are n identical capacitors, so C equivalent becomes C plus C plus C plus C, that becomes NC. So there you were having n by C value, here we have n into C. So in parallel combination the equivalent is maximum, and in series combination the equivalent is minimum. Sometime it may be asked that there are two capacitors, find the ratio of its maximum and minimum value. So we have C max when two capacitors are connected in series, in parallel. So we have a C max. So if there are n capacitor, NC. If n capacitors, identical capacitors, are connected in series, the C equivalent will be minimum and its value will be C by n. I am talking about n identical capacitor. So when n identical capacitors are connected in parallel, the C equivalent will be maximum. Series, it will be minimum. So if we want to find out the ratio of C max upon C minimum, then clearly when you take this ratio, it becomes n square. So if you have a 2 capacitor of 2 microfarad, then the ratio of maximum to minimum becomes 4. So it should be n square. So that is the identical capacitors we have. 2, it becomes 4, and this becomes 2, 2 in series will be 1 by 2. So it will be 2, and here it will be 1 by 2. So it becomes directly 4, or you can directly apply 2 identical capacitor. N is a number. You have a 2 capacitor which are identical. Answer should be n square. If you have 3 capacitor identical, answer should be 9, 16, like this. So this is how the capacitors, parallel plates capacitor can be connected in series or parallel. So this was all about the parallel plate capacitors. Have a good day.